Those are like leaves on there. That looks so cool. Sometimes still kind of can't believe I'm here. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall. God. Hello again. It's been like a week and a half, I think. I took a little bit of a break because the behind the scenes video definitely took a lot more than I thought. It's pretty early. I've been waking up really late. Honestly, just going borderline nocturnal. Leaves are falling. It's been a little bit, not too long though, but I did just want to get this one out of the way. And well, this is the video I've been kind of waiting to do. I think maybe the most, because aside from talking about behind the scenes stuff and about all of that shit, I think the main point of the epilogue really is that I really just wanted to talk about where everything was going in the future. I mean, the thing I can start off is, well, what I'm going to be really doing now that Tear's over. Like, just generally, because it's been like almost 2 months now and I'm still processing that, like, I'm not working on it anymore. Like, the epilogue is the only thing I'm doing, and even then I'm barely doing anything, honestly. It's just me talking to a camera or a microphone for like maybe 30 minutes, an hour at most. So, I don't know. But in general, this video kind of just is going to go over the future of things, because once this epilogue is done with, I'm not uploading to this channel anymore. Like, this is it. It's all said and done, for sure. So, I guess I'll just start with what's going to happen, I guess. I have 2 more videos left for this epilogue, and they're generally going to be a bit more simple in ideas. One of them, it's kind of a nice little callback, and then the other is a good way to kind of tie everything together. You know, just a nice little final bravado, I guess, before everything really rolls in, and that's it. That's honestly it. I have no other plans for this fucking series at all. And I'm glad, honestly, because, well, when I look back, ultimately on Tier, everything kind of, I think honestly I hit a point since a good while ago, like, where I kind of just wanted to move on to newer things, because Tier is, actually no, I'll get to that maybe a bit later in this, because I'm trying to kind of get through all the points in my head. But what's going to happen is there's going to be 2 more videos. They should be released soon. I think it won't be much longer. It won't be like another 10 days or something, I hope. The plan is that tomorrow I'm going to be headed out to Brooklyn, actually. It's Monday. It's the 18th, right? It's like the 18th today. So tomorrow on Tuesday I'm going to be going to Brooklyn for some stuff, and I might film a bit and just use that for some epilogue stuff. And that'll be good enough probably to just kind of end everything off. And once that's said and done, I mean, I guess that's it. There was one thing that I uploaded, but it was unlisted. It's for the prelude. I uploaded a trans 1 video, transition 1, because I figured, you know, why not just make something to kind of lead people in who just haven't seen this before, because, you know, it's a bit jarring seeing how the series starts. How there's kind of like no pretense or anything, and it just sort of leads into all the shit that eventually happens. So I don't know, I just figured why not do that. What else? I mean, yeah, It's pretty straightforward because I mean the epilogue's not really about anything. It's just kind of about talking about myself, and I did that the past 3 videos. I talked about some stuff that some people asked me. I talked about behind the scenes and about myself in general. You already know me at this point. You already kind of get the whole gist here. So once that's done, everything's done. This channel pretty much is going to be defunct in a way, or at least it will be officially just kind of sitting there in its final state with nothing more to really add to it. So there's that. But then that kind of leaves me, because just because I'm not using this channel anymore doesn't mean I'm not working on things anymore. This is only my first project, and I learned a lot of fucking things that I don't really have to get into now. I got into that way before, but I definitely learned so much about creativity and about just myself through this fucking thing. And I'm going to take that knowledge with me for sure in future projects. Which I guess leads me to my next point, which is, if I'm not working on tier anymore, then what am I really doing? I will say for now that I'm not really doing anything too crazy. I've been mostly just kind of taking it easy because I really need a break. I took 6 years working on this fucking thing, and I'm also a high school graduate now. I kind of have a lot to think about. And a lot of things to still sort out about myself and all that, but that's really personal. Shit, I don't really need to get into that in this video, or like in a YouTube video in general. That's what tier was for. This is the epilogue, but I guess really for now I'm just kind of taking it easy. I would talk about future projects more to kind of get people all like excited and whatever, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. There's that thing about like announcing stuff before you've actually done anything for those things, and how that kind of fucks up the whole process and makes you lose motivation. So I'm not going to fall for that trap, but I mean, what I can say is that I am working on things. I have some things conceptualizing in my head, and maybe those will come to fruition, maybe not. You'll know it when you see it, honestly. But I'm sure you know where to find me. But if not, I guess I'll do this too. Since this channel's going, to kind of officially be in this like final form and not really updating anymore. Everything almost that I'm gonna be doing from here on will be on the out of game channels. So if you somehow don't already know about me, and like you only just know me for tier, you don't know my out of game presence, I'm just gonna link the out of game accounts, I guess, the Twitter, the YouTube, all that shit, I guess. And if you ever want to follow me for any future stuff I'll do, whether it's like a shit post or music or some other big project I end up fucking doing, go ahead. Right now I don't have any exact plans, but I mean I do, but I just can't really say or announce anything yet. There's nothing actually there for me to show you, so maybe I hope I can have more things to show you, but for now I'm definitely kind of keeping everything on the low. But I do have a general, I guess, roadmap for what I want to do, and especially what my next kind of bigger project might be. So getting that out of the way, I guess what I could do is talk about whatever this bigger project is, I guess. I think all I really want to say about this thing is that it kind of is, a lot of the things I've worked on these past like 6 years have all really focused on a self-identity thing. Tier has been the most blatant about it, because it is literally about my experience with adolescence and growing up, and the changes that come with that, and the feelings that I had to confront as I dealt with those changes. Rebellion, guilt, sorrow, all those things, those are all feelings I had that were really present and still are present even now that the series is over, you know, but they were especially prevalent in those years for me. The Emmy videos are also really centered around that same idea of self-identity and changes, but it was a bit more personal and a bit more specific than Tier was, because Tier was kind of this general, all-encompassing thing, but Emmy's stuff was a bit more about a specific series of events. For me personally, that I just kind of had more than enough of. So I kind of just made those videos there to deal with that. Lustful Trash kind of also deals with self-identity and discovery, but in a kind of more specific sense as well. I guess if you could tell by the name, or if you couldn't, relationship related, I guess. But I guess there's not much more to say there because there's nothing really like vocal on those albums. So I can tell you at least that it was like about self-discovery and all that. And then I guess the only other thing I could mention is Alpha and Pre-Alpha. And Beta, I have to mention that too. But those are kind of more about my creative experimentation, I guess. And more about just like what I feel like doing truly at the moment, and just like it's kind of saying fuck it for a project. That's kind of the mentality behind those. And I guess I'll get into Beta because out of everything that I am working on, the only thing I can properly blatantly say that I'm trying to work on still is Beta, which is basically not too far off from what this epilogue thing has been, but it's a bit more just kind of spontaneous than this, and it's more about just stuff I found interesting to record or talk about within a certain time frame. And that's pretty much what Beta is. It's a vlog series. Maybe I'll like have an edit in an episode, or like a snippet of something, or it's just me talking for fucking, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. Who knows? That's the whole point. Beta is just literally, I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to do and say what comes to mind for like, I don't know, 13 episodes and see what happens. I was trying to do more of it earlier, but the Tier finale got really fucking busy for me. I ended up finishing it a lot later than I thought I would. But I guess when I mentioned all these projects because this bigger thing that I want to do, and I don't know when it'll be out or when I'll really like feel confident in announcing it, but all I really can say is it's kind of I guess it's kind of like I think it's like a final look back on all of those themes that I had of self-discovery, of identity, of all of that, and into a character. And I guess the idea is questioning all of it to be really sure of it, and just kind of putting a swan song on it before transitioning into what I really want to do next. I still don't know what that might actually be. I have like a couple ideas. One of them is maybe another series, not like a Tier web series, but just another series, and another. That one. That fucking. Yeah, that one. But about this bigger project, I guess, that I'm gonna try to work on next. The most I can say is for now it's all still in conceptualizing and figuring that out, and I guess the main idea of it is kind of going back to the theme of adolescence and growing up and all that, but I guess something that I kind of was thinking about was, it kind of comes from a place regarding Tier and how I feel about it, because I was thinking, right? I enjoyed Tier. I really enjoyed working on it, and I don't really regret finishing it or anything. But considering the medium that it's in, and considering what I kind of was going through, and how I pushed myself to work, especially on the later 3 acts, part of me kind of wonders how much of it did I really do because I wanted to, and not just because I wanted to say that I finished a bigger project, you know? Because I feel like, it's easy to think that like, oh, I finished this big web series, and very, very rarely does that actually happen in the web series community, and I don't mean to be harsh saying that, but that's just kind of what happens. um, like, how, in reality, how much of that was really something I wanted to do? Like, did I want to push myself that hard? Did I want to push myself physically and like deliberately hold back my appearance and like grow long ass hair and grow like facial hair and everything, and hold back on that for years just to look shitty for like 6 months straight? Like, is that really what I wanted? And I think part of it just comes from the fact that I have such a specific aesthetic now, and such a specific way of telling a story, that I feel like in a way I pushed myself really hard working on this. And the thought that kind of comes to mind is, I made it because I wanted to be important in a community, really. I wanted to make something with a message that would hit people. But I wasn't really making it so much to, like, how much was I really making it to please myself ultimately? Maybe that was, like, that's kind of what came to mind. Because, like, what about pushing myself like that really benefited me at the end of the day? And how do I know that I wasn't doing those things out of a sense of exploitation? You know? Out of being so kind of molded by the community I was in, that I kind of just did these things because I thought it would get more people involved. Or that I followed these tropes because I thought it would get more people's eyes on me. Because that attention can be very easy to try to chase, but what does it really do for you, you know? Okay, because you're trying to be somebody, but you're not being, because you're trying to be anybody, but you're not being somebody at the same time, you know? That's kind of what I was thinking about. And that thought kind of, that thought is kind of strong, you know? Like I'm spacing out thinking about it. Like, I've had this thought for weeks, honestly, since the epilogue started, and even before that, like, how much of this is really because I want to do it, because I feel comfortable doing it, because it's in my element? How much of it is just because I'm filling a role in? And more importantly, is my soul really in it? You know? Is my essence really in it? Or am I just trying to, like, do something for the sake of saying I did something? I don't think that Tier was like a series without passion, but I do feel like it bordered on the line of pushing myself really hard, until it felt like I was more so pushing a persona of mine, or a capsule of me at a specific points, rather than really me. It was important, but it wasn't important either. And I think that's that is such a focal point for this project, honestly. is asking questions about that. Because a project like this, it's not like necessarily anything new thematically. The ideas of like maybe you're being exploited and you don't really know it. But I feel like even then, a lot of stories like that kind of fall short because they're trying to more so preach a message about maybe the environment or about the individual. But I don't know, maybe we're not really getting to the root of it. I feel like something like that we have to have a conversation about here, you know, like why does that happen? Why do people chase that? That's what I was thinking about, at least. It's a really big idea, honestly. And what I'm doing is it's just an application of it, really. It's just through a specific lens. It's not really looking at the forest here. It's just a specific tree that I'm looking at, but it's something. That's what I can say, it's something. But anyway, I mean, aside from that fucking thing, beta is kind of the thing that I'm working on, and at least after the epilogue's officially over, and it'll be probably the thing I'm working on for a while. I have plans maybe for like another single, maybe, or two, I don't fucking know. I'm working on music, maybe. I don't know when you'll see it. I have no idea. It depends how long everything else takes, I guess. Or when I feel like just deciding, fuck it, just new music. But I've been kind of chipping away at it. I've had some ideas. I just have to really get around to doing them when I feel like it. But yeah. Generally, the ideas have been very loose, and I've been kind of just taking it easy otherwise, because I don't want to give myself pressure. I just finished a big web series. I just finished all my schooling, at least before college, if I go to college. But I got a lot to rest on, and I got a lot to figure out about myself still, because I haven't given myself enough time still, I don't think, to really soak it all in. It's still so fucking surreal to be spending like the holidays not thinking about homework for fucking once. It's nice. It's honestly pretty nice. But yeah, I think the only other things I could mention is aside from any projects I'm doing, I'm gonna be probably spending the next months just drawing a lot. I draw too, I guess. I'll probably put like pictures of my art here and there, or just fuck it, whatever. It's mostly my D&D characters and maybe a couple OCs I have, but I don't know, I think it's been shaping up pretty well, honestly. I'm pretty proud of it lately, and I plan on drawing more, probably. I don't know what better I can really do in a short-term sense than that. But I don't know, if you like the style, I guess you can go ahead. I linked the fucking other accounts, surely, so I hope you like that as well. I guess the future's been pretty uncertain, honestly, if I had to say anything, because there's a lot of ideas I have, but I can't say anything yet. But I do have something in mind, for sure. And I'm happy that I could actually have the opportunity to talk a little bit about it, even if I can't say too much, but it's something I'm pretty excited about, honestly. God, I'm so tired. probably look like shit, honestly. Not like my hair, just my eyes probably look like a ghoul. But maybe I don't fucking know. But yeah. I guess that's mostly it. It's a really scattered video for sure, but I kind of felt like just talking a bit for this because I frankly don't know what's in my future. Like I don't have a certain idea of what is in the future, but what I can say is I'm working on music. I'm drawing, I'm figuring some stuff out for a couple of bigger projects maybe. I'm kind of letting it all flow, I guess is my point. It's kind of shaping up slowly but surely, and at some point or another, I'm sure you'll see it. But, assuming life doesn't catch up to me somehow. But, yeah. I really can't be thankful enough that you all have watched this. I think this is like the last video where I'm really gonna be talking, per se, because, I guess I gave all my speeches and shit back in Act 6, didn't I? This is really just you talking to me, the creator, and you already know me, probably. So I feel like it's a little redundant, but I am excited, honestly, to finally move on from this series, because while I still kind of feel so weird not thinking about Tyr anymore, truly, at the same time I can't help but be excited to see new places, greener pastures, all that talk. It's kind of liberating. And it's kind of liberating as well to think about doing something that feels a bit closer to where I really, really want to work in now, creatively speaking. Because I'm definitely past the point of like teenhood and all that, so now it's just kind of the rest of my life really, is what the future is. And in all honesty, the thing that I can tell you at the end of the day is I'm just gonna see what happens. I have a roadmap generally, but anything could really change, I guess. And if you want to still stick along for the ride of whatever the fuck I do next, you're more than free to do so. But I know regardless, either way, I'm gonna just do whatever the fuck I feel like, and I'm going to see how that fares, because if I learned anything from Tyr, and if I learned anything from how I did Tyr, it's that I kind of did my best when I wasn't really trying to follow any norms or rules, Like when I was deliberately questioning things that are considered the norm or the standard. I feel like that's where I've done my best, honestly, as a creator, and I kind of plan on maintaining that idea from my future projects and just kind of going off. And I really can't be thankful enough, honestly, to have people who are along for that ride, because I have no idea where the next even year might take me, honestly. I still have no clue for sure. I don't know when the next bigger project will be out, but I do know it'll be something really special, to me at least. And while things are kind of uncertain, what I can say is I'm honestly doing the shit that I really want to do now, and I just hope y'all are kind of excited for it too, if you plan on staying along after this. And yeah, I don't really have much more to say, I guess, because the show's over, as I said, but it's certainly surreal, What a crazy fucking 6 years. God. I might have a bit more to say in maybe the final video of the epilogue, but I guess generally I'm just really thankful, I guess, and I'm excited for where things might be going. I can tell you for a fact that I am working on something after this, and that I'm planning on just honing my skills overall and just seeing where that takes me in the future. But I do have a general thing planned after all of this is said and done, and I do have something I want to get to doing that I've been holding off for a while, but it's important, honestly, to me. They're definitely ambitious and it'll take time, but there is something I really do want to say with that specifically. And you kind of got a glimpse at it already, but I guess what I can say is you'll see the fruits of the labor, honestly. The fruits of that labor, specifically. What I did before was kind of a test run, but this is more like I'm really trying to see if I can do this. And I hope that you'll be patient with me, at least. But for now, I guess let's just take some months to fucking fuck around and find out. That's all I can really do at this time. And yeah, I might have more to say in like the next couple videos, maybe, if I really feel like it. But for now, I'll just probably do some Brooklyn footage and, you know, give a nice little more official send-off from myself, I guess. Thank you to Tier, and thank you to everyone for watching. And I guess I'll see you later. To the fucking future, I guess.